Good morning, Wall Street winners. It is Monday, January 27th, and the markets are in a state of turmoil due to a couple of things. The first is a Chinese AI company called Deepseek. Deepseek has just announced that they have released some AI models similar to those developed by OpenAI and others, but using older Intel chips for an investment, they're saying less than $10 million. Now, that's not including R&D, but this compares to OpenAI and Microsoft and Meta and others spending billions on putting together large language models of, they're saying a similar quality. I don't know how they're detecting that at this point, and coming up with that, but that is this Deepseek AI startup is definitely shaking up the tech market this morning. That and good old President Trump, he threatened Colombia with tariffs when they wouldn't take back some detained folks that he feels the country that belong in the country, and he put into effect, or tried to put into effect, 25% tariffs on Colombia, and that got the president to accept the folks that were being sent back. So in the end, it worked, but interesting way to do it. That rattled foreign currency Forex markets over the weekend. And if we look at where we are this morning going into the open, it is a sea of blood and red right now. I think it'll shake out. I think the AI story with DeepSeek, there's probably a lot more to be learned from this. And if we've seen what's happened to other Chinese tech companies over the last 4 or 5 years, they really haven't done exceptionally well. They seem to be lagging, and this could simply be a story from Chinese media that is intended to have a negative impact on the US markets, because that would kind of derail the new administration in the White House. So we'll have to see how all this plays out. But right now, we're looking at the S&P 500 down 2%, more than 2%, the Dow off almost 1%, and the NASDAQ off 3.5%. Some of the NASDAQ companies, particularly the likes, oddly enough, of Nvidia, whose old chips are being used for this model, and hence new chips could be used if they were allowed to sell them into China. They're getting slaughtered right now, as are other semiconductor companies that have been doing quite well. And we're going into an earnings period where we have the likes of Microsoft, Meta, and Meta and Tesla, Lam Research, and many others, and ASML announcing this week. So very interesting start to the morning session here on the 27th. Hey, if you're liking these videos, hit the like and subscribe button. We'd love to have you as a subscriber. If we scroll across the top here in the Yahoo Finance app, I'm just going to point out, was doing some weird and flaky things over the weekend, so we'll see whether it's corrected. The VIX is jumped up almost 6 points to close to 21. So that is not a good sign. And this kind of volatility index change like this happens when something happens out of the blue. So with Trump doing something, I'm going to call it crazy, but unforeseen is maybe a better word, over the weekend, threatening Colombia with 25% tariffs and going to 50% a week later if they don't take these folks back from the US that he has on these military planes. That creates uncertainty because it's unexpected. And this Deepseek announcement, again, unexpected, big news, rattles the markets, but then as information comes to light and more is learned about different things, usually the markets calm down. So let's see where there's some stability and let's see where there isn't. These types of events often provide buying opportunities, but not right at market open. You gotta wait and see what's gonna happen, because there could be fallout for multiple trading days. We don't wanna see that, but there could be. But there could just be a fallout at the beginning, and the trade and the markets could come back as we move into some positive earnings for the week. So let's just take this one step at a time. But we've got Costco holding its own, so that's good. Lulu off $5. Overall, with the market down as much as it is, that's not so bad. So Walmart up 79 cents. That's actually pretty decent. Home Depot is up. So the retailers seem to be weathering this okay. Healthcare shares, for the most part, in the green this morning, at least the ones we follow. And so far, we still have an hour to the market opening. Then we've got your transport stocks. JB Hunt slammed right now. Odd that retail is up, but transport is down. But we've got transport off. So could be, we were talking about JB Hunt being at a resistance level in that 169, 170 range. This is going to drop it significantly. That could be a buying opportunity because the chip impact should not have a big impact on JB Hunt, as far as I can tell at this point. Oil. Now, Trump has been talking about drill, baby, drill. And oil stocks were in the red for the most part on Friday. Not a huge amount, but they were in the red. We're getting some announcements this week. So at the end of the week, we're going to have Chevron and Exxon. We're going to have Valero on Wednesday, 3 days out to earnings. I think the earnings are going to be pretty positive. So we'll have to wait and see. They're probably not going to be like they were 2 years ago, where they were blow it out of the water, best year ever. But they have been making some positive progress. They're in the green this morning. So oil seems to be hanging in there, even though crude is down under almost at $74. Like it's come down from an $80 a barrel crude oil futures for March 25 down to 74. So a $6 drop. That's a big percentage drop. Texas Instruments, they got beat up last week on earnings. They took it hard on the chin the day after. They're up $1.73 at the open, so not too bad. Applied Materials, so this is what I'm talking about when I say this app was having some flakiness over the weekend. You can see that it says Applied Materials was up 186.75 and it closed at 186.75. Well, clearly that's not the case. So there is some misrepresentation in the Friday close numbers in the app right now, but it is off $8, now $7. Texas Instruments just went up to 188. So it looks like it might be climbing back a little. Maybe Applied Materials isn't going to be hit as hard. Nvidia down, NVDL, the Granite Shares ETF, down $17. This is huge. We'll have to see what Nvidia is down in a moment. Micron down almost more than $7.50. That's pretty big for Micron. That's a 8% swing right there when the NASDAQ is off 3.5. CrowdStrike off $7. Not tremendous, not really bad. Palantir, another AI kind of stock, off 330, so it's definitely getting hit. CRM, not really that affected. And CRM, I believe, is no, they're not reporting this week. They are reporting at the end of February. I was thinking of another company there. Palo Alto, down $4. Yeah, that's, not great. Net down $4. But maybe bringing it in line with kind of where it could be. Microsoft getting hit $19. So this, because earnings Wednesday, they're worried that the investments that Microsoft and Meta and Amazon and Google or Alphabet and others are making, maybe they've overspent on AI. So now down $19 there. ARM off $12. Not as bad as I would have thought based on what we saw just a minute ago on NVDL. ON is actually up in the pre-market of all things because I don't think it does a lot right now in AI, so maybe less impacted. AMD off $5. Lam Research announces this Wednesday after market close, down $3. So that's in line with where the NASDAQ is. So moving with the index as opposed to a lot more. And now Broadcom's getting slammed here, obviously heavy into AI. and AI related, computer related components. So off $28. That, in my opinion, could be a pretty strong buy this morning, or as we see what happens in the market itself. Broadcom had some incredible results last quarter, and so we'll have to see what happens there. Oracle, with that new Seagate, Stargate AI announcement, jumped about 10% or in around this $14 amount. It's now down. So there you go. Hopefully you sold and took your profits. Had a feeling this was going to come off that high. It was just kind of bogus news because it was announced in December already. Tesla down ahead of earnings. Meta down, not as much as I would have thought Meta would have been down, but Meta is down 13, and then Baba is up. Obviously, Chinese stocks probably benefiting from this. Deepseek, we'll see what comes out of that. Nvidia off $16. This is a buy opportunity, in my opinion, with Nvidia. If you can get Nvidia at that kind of a price point, Nvidia is not going anywhere. In fact, Deepseek is using old Nvidia chips. So it's now just going to help to justify that Nvidia is well positioned to lead the AI movement. And then Google off $6, so down with the overall NASDAQ percentage, but not too bad overall. TSM is getting hit down at, open up around 200. That's a great entry point for TSM as well, because regardless of the chips used for any of these AI platforms, it's going to be manufactured by companies like TSM. TSM is on my radar for this morning. Then we get into financials, and I was surprised to see that SOFI announced this morning had great results. I'm going to say beat expectations in some cases. It may have missed by a penny or two in other cases, but it is getting slammed. It was off more than $2 this morning. It's now off $1.95. But this company has a great future forecast. It had one of its best years on record. It's set to repeat that this year and have another better year on record based on growth and in market share and customer base and everything else. Financials are strong. It's turning a profit. It's now making money, but it is getting hit. This was a three-banger in SOFI was a three-banger in 2024. You could have bought into this stock in the $5-6 range. We were promoting it back or talking about it, saying how it was a great investment at $5-6, even at $8-9, at $10, and it turned out it got up to $18. So 3 times your money there if you had bought that with our guidance in 2024. The rest of the financials not looking so bad. A mix of red and green on the screen, but for the most part, kind of holding their own. Goldman's coming off $750, not much for a stock that's at $637. And then that's where we are for the day. So lots of craziness, but it goes to my methodology of take your profits. And in these times of volatility where you don't know what presidents and other folks are going to do, other countries, other nations, what they're planning, take your profits when they're there, buy when there's a dip like today, and then sell when you're at a profit. Good luck with your trades, and I hope you're liking these videos. If you are, please hit the like and subscribe.